This is Asvardwell, and welcome to another exciting episode of my game development live stream. Today, I'm actually working on Sara the Shieldmage. I was briefly considering working on the hero's journey tonight, but I hadn't really done anything with it over the week. I'm probably going to do the hero's journey at some point within the next 2 weeks. But really, I've been wanting to do a little bit more with Sara the Shieldmage, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. Yeah, probably the first thing you all want to see is what I've actually done this week. I didn't do a lot this week, for starters. I've been sick, and well, yeah, it's just been a down week. I've been wanting to play some games, and I did that. But nope, happy week's over. I'm back on writing the games. So probably the first thing you'll notice. Well, let me go ahead and run this. Actually, that's a better way to show you guys. You'll notice there's some pointers in the game now. Well, you can probably see the big old glove right above Sarah's hand, and when I go to cast a spell, you can see I've taken out the effect ghost completely. I've got this animated arrow. If you can cast, it's green. If you can't, it's red. Whenever you've got enough mana to cast a particular spell, it turns green. So there you go. Ow. Okay. As far as other things, not a lot's changed. You remember the mana crystal probably from last week's dev stream. Pickups are still working the same way. I need to probably design a sound effect for those. I don't know. That doesn't seem like a good. It's probably a good thing to do on stream, but it's just I don't know. It doesn't seem fun somehow, and that's the big thing. I want these streams to be entertaining. And yeah, there you go. See, you can get through the tutorial cave right here. But that's not all I've been working on. I've also done a little bit of music writing this week. And among the things I've written is a theme for the boss battles. I've been influenced a little bit by some of Yoko Shimomura's work. And, well, I want to go ahead and show you guys. So, here you go. This is Moment of Crisis for the boss battle. And there you go. I've set it up so that it'll properly loop. So when I do actually have boss fights in the game, that's going to be a thing. Now, if I'm talking about boss fights, that also brings up something else that some of y'all have been a little bit more anxious about. And that is that I've been thinking about the combat system in the game. And some of it I was considering actually doing tonight. There are some things I don't think a summon block is necessarily going to be a combat skill. It's sort of more of a utility spell. I could weaponize it, like I said in the last live stream. I could always add like a collider beneath it that will damage enemies or give it a slight amount of hit points, and then when it breaks, it shatters. And that's actually very interesting idea that I'm thinking about getting into the game. Whoa, easy there. That was me having an itchy trigger finger. I really like that song. But yeah, so tonight what I think we're going to be doing is, for starters, I'm going to do a little bit of pixel art. I definitely need to do Sarah's casting animation. Absolutely. I don't really think I can go very much farther without it, to be perfectly honest. The next thing I'm also going to be doing is probably adding either an animation or opening up Blender and creating a 3D effect where I um, right where I create like sort of a short range physical attack for Sarah. Now I just lost my Twitch chat, so let me go ahead and open that up and make sure I'm connected again. I've done some slight changes to my recording setup this week. Oh yeah, that's another thing I wanted to talk about. I'm actually experimenting with my recording setup this week. I've been trying out some things. I did a Terraria little mini Let's Play last night, and well, I found out that I'd had some connection issues because I was using a little netbook on my local wireless. So I've been trying alternate ways of watching my Twitch chat. So let me go ahead and just check something right quick. Cool. Just wanted to make sure I hadn't done something stupid. So all right, first things first. We need to get started with Sarah's casting animation. It's also going to double sort of as her attack animation. Sarah's modus operandi is shield magic. So what I'm thinking her physical attack's going to be is she's going to project a shield out of shield magic. And then I might add like a combo so that she can like do a one sort of swing down another shield, and that deals a little bit of extra damage. That's an upgrade that she should be able to get through a side quest. I think that'd probably be a reasonable thing to do. She's a very defensive fighter, so it's not really like she would. It's not really like she would be all that into fighting until she gets into her journey, and she, sort of has to do a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and create a cast right. Go ahead. Go ahead and nope. First things first. There we go. Okay, so this is going to be our reference image for starters. Go ahead and create a brand new layer. So what I'm thinking this animation is going to be like is it's mostly going to be it's going to be mostly a sort of she like just sort of charges up and then thrust her hands forward. That's how she releases the magical energy. So it's going to be cast charge right. Then I'm going to duplicate. I'm not going to duplicate that. I'm going to wait. I think that's a better idea. Right. So let's go ahead and get started. So first things, well, oh, not that big of a brush. That's a little too crazy there. What I'm going to start by doing is just tracing the outline of her head. I could do this a little bit better with my stylus, actually. You're not going to see it just yet. Oh yeah, one other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give her just a slightly more determined look. Okay, so I take that away. Oh, and I missed a spot. That's cool. Right, so yeah, her head, it's not really going to change very much. Oh yeah, let me do the gray color for things that are technically in the background. That's kind of important. Yeah, I'm not really going to do a whole lot with the with her head and her legs and her her body is most of where this is going to be coming from. The pauldron can probably stay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, just want to make sure I'm still on the correct layer. Oh. Oh yeah, that reminds me of something funny that happened this week. I was at work and one of my coworkers dressed up like Bob Ross from the old PBS commercials. I thought about that because I think I'd remarked in a video before that every time I did art on stream, I was feeling a little bit like Bob Ross, and well, I got to see someone. Do a pretty fair impersonation of Bob Ross. So yeah, it's funny how things work. I just sort of brought it up. I never thought anyone at work would actually dress up like Bob Ross, but they did. Let's see how we're doing there. Go ahead and get this part. And like that. That ought to seal off the torso perfect. Now this is sort of the easy part. Oh, I missed a spot. That's cool. Yeah, this is sort of the easy part right here, and that's really why I'm doing it first. After this, I'm going to have to actually break out the dummy a little bit and make sure that I've got a good concept. It's actually what I'm doing right now. Um, if you're wondering what I mean by the dummy, there's these little articulated mannequins that you can buy for about $5 from either an art store or even probably any place that has art supplies. You could actually get one from a Walmart, and well, you'd be just fine. Okay, so there we go. I think I've got a good pose right there. You're gonna see what I have in mind, but yeah, now this is gonna get a little bit more difficult. Okay, so I've got about 3, 4, 5. I've got about 5 pixels of height in the arm. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoa, not like that. Okay. Then it's going to go sort of like that. Oh, but not like that. Yeah, and that's about the correct number of pixels for there. All right. So she's going to be sort of she's going to be sort of winding it up, and then she's going to well, she's going to let it loose. And I'm going to do the same thing, but it's going to be about a couple pixels higher. So let's see, we're going to do about 1, 2. That ought to be good. 3. Whoa. Eek. Lost it. Head back in the game. Okay, cool. And if this looks really, really stupid, I'll just edit it. I mean, that's the great thing about my setup. Even though I think I've mentioned a time or two that what I'm doing is rather non-standard in that I'm actually creating individual frames and keeping them separate, not combining them into an atlas. But the benefit that I'm getting out of it is that I don't have to worry so much about edit about messing having to redo my entire atlas. If something goes wrong, I can much more easily just, well, I can roll with the punches and keep going. And that's why I'm doing it this way. You're starting to see the fruits of my work in action. Two, uh, no. Two. Then that's going to be the start of the skirt. And that's going to be occluded by our hands a little bit. Go ahead and make some of these primary lines a little bit bigger. There we go. Yeah, her hand's going to be sort of covering up where that normally would be. Right, so, okay. So we got about, 2, 3, got about 4 pixels of height in her legs. So what I'm going to do actually is, okay, so we're going to pretend that sort of her posterior is right here. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's going to begin her boot. Now her boots, oh, I was actually closer than I thought. Okay. So her boots are going to go all the way to out this first line right here. Let's see. 2. All right. Now I think we're on to something. Okay, so she's on one leg, so it's going to be like her legs are going to be sort of together, and then she's going to extend one leg way far back. One foot's going to be forward. Um, Probably the one that is white is the one that's going to be stretched a little bit back, and then she's going to thrust her hand forward, and then that's what we're going to make. We're going to make her shield effect appear a little bit closer to her. So we need to go ahead and make that happen. So same rules apply. I've got 4 pixels of height. It's sort of blended in there. It's about 3 pixels wide, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3. It's going to be like that. We're just going to pretend though that the leg goes about right here. I think that would be the quickest way to do this. Okay, so there we go. So you could sort of see she's it looks almost like a mid-step, but what's going to happen is for her expel move, um, this stance is going to open way. Her hands are going to be in front. She's going to be projecting energy, and she's going to be like actually putting her. She's going to be moving her body into it as if she was like pushing a heavy object suddenly. So so yeah, I think we've got a good wind up animation there. So let's go ahead and make the let's go ahead and make the so-called manifest frame. Actually, what I could do instead is copy that. Hey. All right, now this is where this is going to get a little bit even more interesting than it already was. So first things first. Let's go ahead and get the oh, let's get the inside of the skirt taken care of. And I hope everything's getting through chat. I'm watching Skype, not Skype, Twitch chat on my phone, but I'm not really sure if it's working all that well. But I guess that's because I'm used to having my two monitors set up. All right, so I think what I'm going to do, I'm probably just going to yeah, this ought to work. Not like that though. You, not like that either. That's no good. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of the hands in the manifest pose for right now. Those aren't going to help me. That's what I'm going to go ahead and start with. I'm going to go ahead and take the arms, and I'm going to do sort of the cast animation from there. Actually, what I need to do. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. Her pauldrons are 9 pixels tall. Okay. So here's my evil plan. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move her pauldron. Do 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 do. Um, no, heck no, not that. Then I'm going to have her pauldron sort of coming up at an angle. Yeah. Oh, so that was like that. Okay. Oh, it's not quite right. Let's try that. Yeah, there we go. And then sort of what's going to happen here is our arm's going to partially occlude the cleavage a little bit, and then we're going to go to the gauntlet. We're going to create the gauntlet from there. Phone went to sleep. There we go. That's how you know my phone woke up. Thank you, Windows. Not really happy with the shape there. See, compared to that, hand needs to be shorter in because I think. Actually, this is good. This may benefit us, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Okay. Colored alpha. Boom. Shazam. Okay, actually what I probably want to do is I want to add a little lump here for the for the thumb, as if she had a upraised thumb as well. And that extra line on the bottom. I don't know why I did that. That was kind of silly. There we go. Okay. And then just to sort of echo what I did before, I'm going to go ahead and sort of extend this arm out a little bit. Go ahead, do it like so. Two, four. There we go. Actually, probably what I want to do, probably want to leave off that top. It's making it a little bit too sharp. I think it's damaging the illusion, if you will. Okay. So there we go. It looks like the arms are sort of doing okay. Not really sold on that. That's not working for me. Yeah, with pixel art, the real trick is that the small details are what really sell it. So, okay, there we go. That looks a little bit better. That looks more like she's got her hands like thrust out, like she's moving a mighty spell. Right. So the next thing we need to do is get these legs in order. Um, thinking what I need to do first is make the skirt spread a little bit wider because she's going to be more fully extended. So I probably need to go ahead and you know do something a little bit more like that. Of course, the trick is going to be not for it to go too far. I mean, so probably need to make it. I probably need to actually make it go a little bit up, but we'll see. We'll see if this works first. Okay. So what's going to happen is she's going to go from this pose to this pose. She's going to get edged a little bit forward, but she's going to have sort of this sort of thing going on. Actually, then I'm going to choose a nice color like that. There, that's going to be better. All right. Right, so here's how it's going to be. She's going to have one leg sort of doing this. Don't know if you guys can see that. Then another leg is going to be held a little bit more straight. Yeah, sort of like that. Except I could do a little bit better. I'm probably going to do something like, I don't know. Let me make these bright red. Okay. There we go. So you see, there we go. Yeah, we got a good concept there. Now I just got to make it happen. So, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go ahead and keep it sort of along this line here. Then sort of go on with it from there. Okay. I feel that's a little too thin. Her leg isn't that thin. Let's do something about that. Okay. Go ahead and add the laces back there. I think that'll work. 3. There we go. I think that'll work. Not bad. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Okay. That actually looks like that's fitting reasonably well with my sort of template there. Probably the only thing I can think is this leg is still dangerously anorexic. And I'm not making fun of anorexia either. It's a pretty serious condition. There we go. Now I think the only thing I need to do, um, well, other than deleting that skeleton one, okay, so we're going from this to that, and I think this leg is going to be the rear leg. All right, here we go. Charge. Yeah. Okay, there we go. All right, so yeah, I'm get to do all that for the left side, and that's not going to be too difficult. I'm just going to have to make a few slight changes. Excuse me. No, can delete the reference, so we don't need that anymore. Don't need that. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be really, really simple. Then I'll get to get into the game, but that won't be hard at all. Oh yeah, I never displaced it so that you really get that sort of that minor motion that makes it feel like something's actually happening in the frame. But I can do that pretty easily. Yeah. Okay. Right. So this is right now. This is an ambidextrous sprite, which is good, but uh, Sarah's not ambidextrous. She's not wearing two pauldrons for starters. On the other hand, the anatomy, oh, it's good. So what I'm going to do instead, go ahead and go ahead and white this out. Oh, not that. There we go. Then there we go. Give her a little bit of shoulder there. Um, it's more importantly, what I'd want to do is probably give her part of her pauldron over there. That's something else. That's something I'm just gonna have to do though with this. think we need that. All right, so she's getting ready for the charge up. Then here, can probably go ahead and, oh, oops. As I was saying, I could probably go ahead and add a little bit more right there. So that'll sort of sell the idea that she's wearing a pauldron on that arm too. Of course, you know, it's a sprite, so technically she is. Then as far as this is concerned, I have to rethink part of this. Okay, it's not completely anatomically correct for starters. You see. Ew, that is a thick, thick arm. No, sir. Absolutely not. Over my dead body. That's not so bad, but okay, yep. There you go, not bad. I think that might work. Actually, what I might do instead is actually sort of shorten the detail a little bit. There we go. So she goes from yeah, ah. There we go. Oh, need to make her disappear. All right. Cool. I think I've got some sprites to export. If you guys are in chat, definitely feel free to let me know, because I'm not seeing anything on my phone chat. Actually, tell you what, I'm going to try something right quick, just as a failsafe in case. I'm going to see whatever you see. Oh, yeah, people are streaming. Very nice. Hey there, Asir and a Fool's Duty. It looks like yeah. I'm watching chat right here on stream. So while I'm exporting stuff, have have you all been typing any messages? This to me. It's been. Oh, waiting for sushi to thaw. Oh. May your sushi thaw soon. Okay, cool. But yeah, okay. If y'all haven't been leaving messages or anything, try this again. Hey, Twitch on my phone has not managed to pick up the messages that you just sent back, which is unfortunate. Because that means that's not going to work, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that's useless. And, okay, well, no worries. I can watch you guys, while I stream. So, no worries. Go ahead and just make this a little bit smaller and put it down here. Okay, so cool. We've got our new frames. Let me go ahead and get them integrated properly into the project. Yeah, very nice. Now we can get them on Sara because she sort of needs them. So this is going to be a one-shot animation. My setup's sort of easy, so I don't have to do too much to get the animations into the game. Except now I need a way to make it actually happen. Actually, no, I've already accounted um, for cast left and cast right. Okay, cool. Never mind, viewers. I thought I was gonna have to do a little bit more code than I was gonna have to do, but no, I sort of I was ready. Okay, let's make it happen. Oh, that's a thing. Oh, that's a big thing. See how you guys are doing. Anatom KrystallineEntertainment, yes, you barely missed anatomically incorrect ladies. It had to do with a couple of pixels that were hints of cleavage. That's all you missed. Don't worry too much about it. Other than that, things are going just swimmingly. So yeah, no worries. Um, Also, oh yeah, Crystalline Entertainment. I've been trying out some other ways of watching my Twitch chat. You're seeing one of them right here. Um, Apparently, the phone Twitch client isn't really that great for watching chat. So that's a thing. And I found out about it. Um, right. Actually, what I'm going to go ahead and do with these cast left and cast right, I'm going to drop these down to one frame. Yeah. Actually, no. I'm going to keep these 2 frames. I've got a plan. It's going to be great. This is going to be awesome. I'm going to have to do a little bit more art to make it happen. Chant. Yeah. know just how to do a spellcasting animation. Like so. Nope. Oh, maybe not like that. Hey, I'm just trying things out. Don't judge me. Oh, crap. Actually, okay. I think I've got it now. Yeah, so I'll just do a size increasing black rectangle. Yeah, yeah, she's gonna be actually like chanting the spell. So there we go. Actually, while I'm at it, cast manifest. Then I'm gonna do export cast manifest chant. Huzzah. Okay. And sure enough, I triggered my own OCD. Okay. Then it's going to be nope. All right, cool. Nope. Chant. All right, there we go. See how chat's doing? Okay, so Crystalline Entertainment, the Twitch to PS4 chat's unreliable. Okay, that's good. That's very good to know. A fool's duty. Yeah. So let me talk about my little setup right quick. What I'm doing, the way I'm doing things is by using these individual layers. I'm just creating individual sprite frames that I'm just sort of cranking together. That way, if I screw something up, I save what I need, and well, there I'm good. Crit Crank has it exactly right. If I need to modify something, like if I've screwed up like when we're about to be playtesting, if it turns out I've just horribly screwed something up, I can go back and I can just mess with the appropriate layer and then export it, and I'm good. Now, that being said, this isn't an optimal setup. It not only does it suffer from some slight performance issues, um, well, mostly it suffers from some slight performance issues. And since this is sort of an action game, that's not well, it's not really what I want in the long run. But the good news is I can compile these into a text into a sprite atlas, and everything should be good. I think that's the theory. That ended way more lamely than I thought it would, by the way. Just throwing that out there. All right, cool. So we got those sprite frames. Let me get those in. So this manifest left. That's manifest chant left. Manifest right. Manifest chant right. There we go. That is extremely little. It's not a one shot. That's good. And this is going to be a looping animation now. I might have screwed up my implementation of a one shot animation. So yeah, you can see her chanting now. Okay, so it didn't quite go the way I wanted, but yeah, you can actually see her chanting the spell. That is so cool. That is really, really flipping cool. I like it. Ow. Or I could kill myself with spikes. That works too. Maybe, I don't know. That might... This jump right here might be a little too hard. Okay. Well, I took one thing of... I don't know. I'm undecided about that. I've got some other bugs to deal with still with the text system. Oh man, I almost cleared that. Yep, there you go. Alright, cool. Got a good animation going on there. I'm happy. Crit crank. Everything should be good, as Vardul. Yeah, that's pretty much my my catchphrase. A fool's duty. Thank you very much, bro. I appreciate that. It's nowhere near complete. I've got a lot of work to do on the 3D tiles, especially, but I think adding the crystals and so, the ones that emit light did a whole lot for the game. So yeah. Right. So we need something else to do. And there's a lot to do on this game. Um, already got sprite frames for the casting. You've seen me do a lot of art, and I imagine y'all don't really want to see or hear any more of that for right now. No more anatomically incorrect ladies. Uh. Oh yeah, that's right. There's always that shield effect. I don't think y'all have seen me do any 3D modeling, and it's been a while since I've done it too. Oh, by the way, this might tank the frame rate you guys are seeing on the recording. Just a little bit, FYI. Okay, cool. So I need to create a sort of a ghostly shield effect. And that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so do cut and slide. So that's at 0.83.875. Good enough for the government. That's at 0.67. That's at 0.7. It's at 0.7. That looks about right. I'll go with that. Everything should be fine. See, I'm already using my new catchphrase. Go ahead and extrude 0.01, 0.0, whoa, 0.05. Okay, cool. Okay. slide. Whoa, not like that. No, not like that either. Stop. Stop in the name of the law. Okay. And if you're wondering what I'm doing, don't, because even I don't know right now. I'm just making something that looks really, really cool, I hope. Either that or it looks really, really amateurish. I'd be willing to put my money on really, really amateurish. Okay. Um, top. Let's see. Go ahead and get some of these vertices to be a little bit more logical. Yes, there we go. All right, now there is some logic to what I'm doing. For one thing, I'm oh like that. I'm trying to make a little shield effect so that when Sarah's doing her physical attack, that there will be a little there'll be this little shield effect which will sort of swirl around, and when it hits an enemy, it'll repel them and do a very little bit of damage. She can gain an ability that will upgrade it so that she can pull off a combo that deals even more damage. So yeah, there we go. Go ahead and actually go ahead and get where's my shading? Shading smooth. I don't know. It looks kind of like a bad kindergartner's version of a bathtub. Let me see what y'all are saying. If I hit E then F, I can. Okay. Crit Crank had to go. See you later, man. If you hit E then F, well, side they take the shape up. Oh, I didn't know that, Crystalline. Very nice. That is a really good tip. Thank you for that. Let me go ahead and give that a little bit more beefiness. I think I also think. Oh, I can also do a. 0.0. There we go. Get a little bit more of a bevel on that. Yeah, that's starting to look a little bit more like a ghostly shield. I like that. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead. Oh, I'm not going to do that. That's a bad idea. What I was going to do was I was going to go ahead and create a whole bunch of seams for the unwrapping process. I'm still going to do that. I'm just not going to do it in the way I thought I was. Okay. Probably should have marked the seams when I had it before. That would have been the smart thing to do, but yeah. Doing the smart thing's overrated, you know? Okay, so go ahead and mark that seam, mark that a seam, and mark that a seam. Cool. Sets. Sets. I need to go ahead and I'm just gonna make it a file. I'm gonna do something like that. It'll import into Unity all the same. Okay, try that for right now. Let's see what we get. Let me see what chat's saying. Holding Alt while selecting geometry. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a trick that I'd actually known about in that case. I've done edge loops for a little bit in some unmapping. Definitely a good call to make sure I know about, though. I definitely appreciate it. Actually, I'm gonna have to. I'm probably gonna have to go ahead and just go. That's looking a little better. We're gonna have to go ahead and unwrap it again, just to be safe. Okay. It's not the prettiest map I've ever made. I'll be totally honest with you guys. Might work. See how it looks. Yeah, well, at least it's aligned properly for starters. That's a step in the correct direction. Okay. No. What did I just do? Oh, I opened it Explore. Okay. This needs to go into a meshes folder. It's my backup. It's cool. Meshes, materials. And it's already got the material made for me. Hey, there you go. Uh, Articles. Additive back cold. There we go. Okay, so if I look at the meshes folder, what I should see, yeah, this sort of ghostly, this ghostly shield. It's kind of fun. It's kind of funky. Probably one of the things I'll wind up doing with it. Um, I'll probably wind up uh, unwrapping this, like making some sigils and stuff along it, so that it looks like sort of just this magically conjured shield. It's already halfway there because it's got this sort of ghostly look to it. So you can just see wham, wham. She's totally going to be knocking dudes around with a just sort of randomly generated shield. It'll be awesome. Am I going to do it now, though, is the question, and the answer is probably not. Um, a fool's duty, bedpan. It could be. It sort of looks that way. Oh, Crystalline uses Blender daily. Very nice. I'd used it quite a bit myself, actually. When I was going through college, I'd sort of. It took me a long time to get a hang of anything good, but I don't use Blender every day anymore, unfortunately. Actually, you know what? Screw it, we got time. It's not going to be. I don't think it needs to be a 1024 by 1024 because it's a minor detail that's only going to exist for a very brief moment. And textures, skins. Probably what I can do. Let me go back to default mode. I'm gonna go ahead and just give this sort of a default material. Then just render. Do I have a I have a light. That's no good. Nope, nope, not like that. Okay, so what I need to do is go to my world settings first. I'm gonna fire off a bake. I'm gonna shake and bake. Okay. What do I have in? Okay, that'll work, I guess. Be important. At least it's easy to find the texture I need. It's just gonna look funny. Okay, that's why. That cold. Okay, I can mess with that. Like that one. Okay. Okay, that looks more ghostly. Okay, baking it was definitely the correct option. Let me see what chat's saying. Not a whole lot. I still think it looks a little bit like a bedpan. You do have a point of fool's duty. You have a very strong point. Okay, cool. Actually, I don't really need Blender open anymore. Yeah, I mean that's plenty good. Just gonna go ahead and save a copy though of the texture just to be safe. You never know, viewers. I might scribble all over it and make it look horrible. Actually, I probably will. Alright, so I think this is going to be the part where things get interesting. Okay. So, oh, wrong side of the stylus there. Okay. So, go ahead and just, I'm going to put a shield in a shield. I heard you like shields, so I put a shield in a shield. Then, sorry, the sigil, I'm going to use those. Try to avoid doing the cross on a shield thing. That was done to death in medieval history. Okay. This probably looks like a little kid drawing this, but that's okay. This is sort of temporary. Okay. Alright, that. Let's see what we've got. Not bad. Not bad at all. It's not as glowy as I thought it would be. That disappoints me. Let me see what chat's saying. Maybe something along the lines of a Celtic knot or trinity. Um, Not a bad idea. This is why I have such a weird setup because just recovering from error. That's how I roll. In any event, it's almost 10 o'clock central. Let me see. Let's see, a trinity or Celtic knot. Triforce. No, that's sort of taken also. Okay. By the way, I have no clue at this point what I'm doing, but it should be fine. As long as it looks cool. That's the only thing. As long as it looks really, really cool, then I've succeeded. But if it doesn't, then I have failed. Sure enough, there's going to be a part of this that is a little symmetric. And this actually, that's a little something else. While I'm doing this artwork, I've actually been thinking a little bit about the lore, and one of the bits of the lore that is in the game is how the order of shield mages that Sara is a part of came to be, and sort of what I settled on was there was a very powerful guardian of one of the kingdoms in the game, and she was one of the first people to find the legendary shield, the Seal, which was created by the goddess that presides over the game world. Um, that looks sufficiently good, I think. Whoa, easy there. Yeah. So what was I saying again? Where'd that go? Sarah Shield melee effect. Oh, because I sort of deleted the texture. No wonder I wasn't seeing it. Yeah, so um, yeah, the person who was the first to even get the unseal from the goddess, so that Ross Flugel could be taken down the first time. She's sort of the progenitor of all things related to shield magic, and after Ross Flugel was defeated, she went and founded the Order of the Luminous Shield, and the sort of the Luminous Shield that is Sarah's attack, her basic melee attack, is pretty much what the order is known for. Their companion order, the Order of the Crimson Sword, is what her companion used. He used a red-bladed sword, and over time, his people who used his fighting style just came to be known as just really good guys who were always saving people and making good things happen. So yeah, so that's how that's some of the lore that I've been thinking of. If I hope it's not too horrible of an idea. I want to give the world a little bit of background, and I want it to integrate nicely, sort of, with what I've thought of in terms of some of the characters. Yeah, it's not really well centered. I think it's a good concept. I can probably go ahead and like add it, make another layer over the top of it. Oh, that's what I should have done. That's right. I'm using GIMP. I'm kind of dumb. Rossflugel. Yeah. Actually, let me spell you. Yeah. The villain of the game is a guy named Rossflugel. Rosfugel. Known. It's literal. It's pretty close to Red Wing in German. I chose German because it's a reasonably sinister sounding language. Um, yeah. The reason he's called Ross Flugel in terms of the lore is because he he was one of he. Well, if I can stop stumbling over words, that'd be really nice. Pretty much what Ross Flugel's whole claim to fame is that he's a fallen hero. He found out about some ancient conspiracy that was causing pretty much an endless war in the world of the game. And the way he went about defeating it is he decided to fight fire with fire. He created his own little cult of doomsday cultists. And the reason that the original two people who founded the order had to do what they did was because first this guy he was already considered a hero. He single-handedly stopped the war pretty much. The problem is he had used like a ceremony to grow go all one-winged angel. He had big old red wings sticking out of him, and he was close to destroying the world. So the backstory is pretty much a traditional JRPG. Dude wants to destroy the world. This man and woman, they increased their powers, faced him down and defeated him in single combat. But sort of where the world of the modern day of the game is, um, this guy is still remembered as a hero, but the progenitors of these two orders are remembered sort of as his companions. It's been a couple of millennia, so things have gotten sort of messed around. Well, he's come back, and that's sort of where the game starts. And a few people who have a reasonable amount of knowledge, who've done their requisite reading in the world of the game, they knew that he wasn't going to be defeated forever. He'd eventually come back. Problem is, what they don't realize is he's been running around for a decade and slowly recreating his doomsday cult. So when the prologue of the game starts up, there's already, stuff that's been happening, and people are starting to wonder, something's not quite right. I wonder if the old ancient war that the heroes stopped is restarting again. And yeah, none of them have any clue what they're in for. But that's sort of what I'm thinking for right now. If if it's a horrible idea concept for a story, yeah, let me know. But Nothing's set in stone right now. I think I've got a reasonable looking shield right there. It needs some serious polish, I think. But yeah, it's about 10 o'clock Central. You see what Twitch chat's saying. Not too much right now, unfortunately. Um, is there anything you guys want to see or know about before I cut the stream? Make sure and give you guys a little bit of time, thanks to Twitch lag. More importantly, did you guys have a good Halloween? There's a question for you. Even if Halloween consisted of playing your favorite games, that's still a good Halloween. How am I going to tell the story in depth in the game? It seems pretty in depth. Um, there's there's going to be some pretty much the major points are going to hit on it because Ross Flugel is integral to the entire story. I mean, if he didn't sort of quote unquote come back, he was never really dead to begin with. Um, yeah, if he doesn't come back, nothing in the game world happens. He's the villain. He drives the plot. That's his role. What Sarah wants is, to be the best shield mage ever known in the order of the luminescent shield. Um, there's going to be little hints dropped sort of everywhere. There might be, an excerpt on a book on in a bookshelf. There might be an NPC in the street who knows something. Um, I think what's happening is it's sort of going to be sort of that whole backstory. I'm not going to put it in any one place. There will be no exposition dump. I made that mistake big time last time in the hero's journey. Um, it's gonna what I'm gonna instead do is I'm gonna sort of spread the backstory out throughout the entire world, and I'm gonna focus on the major premise of the game, where you start off with this very ambitious young shield mage. She gets tasked with pretty much rebuilding the Unseal. That's the legendary shield. So you sort of get into that whole Zelda loop where, okay, she's got to go find the fragments and then reforge them into a shield, and then bring them back to the starting city of the game. That way they can find the legendary hero of this generation and pass it on to him. There's only one person who can wield the Seal in any generation. That's how it goes. Um, of course, when she actually gets back to the capital, that's when things are gonna go awkward. But we'll get to that when we get to that. There's actually quite a bit I need to do as far as gameplay planning and design on that. See, Crystalline Entertainment slept through Halloween, very nice. And Ghostbusters is a classic movie. And I'm getting a call. Yeah, by the way, the Final Fantasy Victory theme from Dissidia for the Chaos characters, that's my ringtone. I think it's awesome. But yeah, I mean, the story is going to be all over the place. I'm excited about it. I've been doing a lot of writing, and more importantly, a lot of reading, and I've been thinking about like all the things I've seen in games that I haven't liked. Especially, I've actually went and I've played a game I hate, Final Fantasy 13. Um, the way Final Fantasy 13 delivers story is awful. You do not put your story behind three layers of menus in your game's main menu. It should be just sort of baked into the game for you. I don't know what the balls Square Enix was thinking on that one. I'll be honest with you, viewers. That was. Uh, I know I've made some less than optimal games in the past, but even I've not screwed up that bad. But yeah, I've sort of been reflecting on things, and I'm just gonna be careful with how I tell the story. I'm not gonna be like careful. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be mindful. The point of a video game is for players to play, and if I'm flapping my gums off about some random story you don't care about, that doesn't really help you have an enjoyable experience, and that's why I'm doing this, so that y'all can enjoy something. Um, but yeah, enough about that. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and commit everything we've done tonight, which has been mostly a sprite and a shield. A lot of art tonight. I'm going to try to do some more interesting stuff on my next dev stream. So yeah, I thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already liked, followed, go ahead and do that. You can all, if you've missed parts of the broadcast, you can always find them on my YouTube channel, which I'm going to be typing into chat now. It's just the Asvardual project on YouTube. So yeah, if you guys have enjoyed this, thank you very much. I really appreciate you watching. Definitely appreciate you sitting through the anatomically incorrect females. And I'm planning to have something a little bit more interesting set up for you guys next episode. I mean, this week I've mostly been sick, and yeah, it's been a sort of a low key week, and I did sort of need that. That link art, okay, it's error. Right, so I'm gonna go to it for you guys. To do my channel. Do, do, do. It's public. Let me try this again. This is Asvardual, and welcome to an exciting new edition of my. I heard you like broadcasts within broadcasts. So yeah, there you go. And yeah, success. Yeah, and I am no longer error. Right, so before I repeat myself into oblivion, I'm just going to call it there. Hope you've enjoyed watching. I'll be on at the same time next Sunday, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. It is Standard Time, right? Or am I getting mixed up? It's whatever. Yeah. All right. Well, I definitely appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great evening. Have a great rest of the week. See you next Sunday.